Welcome to this episode of Robert's Creative Chronicles. So today we'll be drawing this tangency problem at the top right hand side of the screen using the principles of tangency. So the scale we're going to use in drawing this diagram is the half scale. We're going to use the half full size, 1:2. That means we'll divide all the dimensions by 2, but the angles remain the same. You know, when you divide dimensions, you don't divide the angles when you are scaling it, because it's like drawing a square. Even though you reduce the dimensions, even though you draw half full size of a square, the angles of a square will always be at right angles to each other. The sides of a square will always be at right angles to each other. So you can never say that because you are dividing the sides, the lengths by 2, you also divide the angles, so it will be 45. No, that's no longer a square. So we're not going to divide the angles. We don't divide angles when we are scaling dimensions, only the lengths. So now let's start. So this is the center line. So this is the first circle center. Then from the diagram you can see that from here to the other circle center is 152. But since we are using half scale, 152 divided by 2 is 76. So we are going to measure 76. So this is 76. So this is our center. Then the third circle here, the distance from this center to the center of that one is 146 from the diagram. But since we are using half scale, but since we are using half scales, it will be 146 divided by 2, which is 73. So we will measure 73 from here and draw it. Then from this center is 102, so that is 51. So then we'll measure 51 from here and draw it using our compass. So we'll start. Here will be 73. This is 73. Then from here, we'll draw it. Then the other one is 51. Here is 51. So this is the center. So now we can draw the circles. Let's draw the 3 circles. And you know each of those circles have a smaller circle inside. So let's draw all of them. So now let's start from here. This one is there are 2 circles here. The first one is is 50 diameter. So the diameter now is 25. Half of 25 is is 12.5. So we're going to we're going to measure 12.5 here. Here is 12.5. I'll move a little bit. So this is 12.5. Then the other one is the radius is 50. So we are going to use what? Radius of 25, since it's half scale. So it will be 25. So let's move to the second one. The first circle is what? The radius is 30. The diameter is 38. So since the diameter now is 19, so half of 19 is what? 9.5. So here is 9.5. So now the outer one is what? The diameter is now 38. So half of 38 is 19. So we measure 19. So here the inner circle is what? The inner circle has diameter of 25. So the diameter we're going to use is now 12.5. Half of 12.5 is what? Is 6.5. So we'll measure 6.5. This is 6.5. Then the outer one is what? Is 50 millimeter diameter. So half of it is what? 25. So we're going to measure 12.5. So we have drawn all the circles. Now we can join these points. Who is this? With center lines. So now we can join all these centers with center lines. So from the diagram, you can see that here is coming down at 30 degrees. So we'll take our 60/30 degree set square. So you know that here is 30, here is 30, and here is 60. So we'll take the 30 here, so I to slope down at 30 as it is in the diagram. So we'll put it on our T square and we'll draw it down. That means here will be at 30, here will be 30 degrees. So now to get this 76 radius here, we will mark from the center of these circles. And to mark from the center of these circles, we have to minus the distance here and the distance here. So since we are going to mark 76 here, we'll get the diameter, we'll get the radius of this big one. The radius of this big one is what? Is 25 millimeter. So we're going to minus, we'll say 76 minus 25 first. So 76 minus 25 is what? Is 51. So we're going to mark 51 here. Here is 51. So we're going to mark it inside, since we want to draw it from here to get a curve. So we'll mark it here like this. Then here also it will be 76 minus the radius of here, the radius of this big one. So what's the radius of this big one? The radius is what? is 19. So we'll say 76 minus 19, which is 57. So this is what? 57. So this is what? 57. 57. So from the center of here, we are going to mark here. So from this point now, we're going to draw the arc. So we'll adjust it to the end. So we'll adjust the arc from this point to draw it to here. So we have drawn this arc. Then let's draw this one. So here we're going to draw the radius from somewhere here. So since we are moving in by these radiuses, we have to account for this radius, so that if I add the distances from here to here, the distance we will get from here will be 38. So here we are going to add it. So the radius of this is what? The radius of this is 19. So we'll say 19 plus 38. 19 plus 38 is what? Is 57. So we'll measure 57. So the radius of this one is what? The bigger circle. The radius is what? Is 12.5. Since the diameter is 25 divided by, so since the diameter is 25, so divided by 2, that will give us radius of 12.5. So 12.5 plus 38 is what? Is 50.5. So we'll measure 50.5. 50.5. So we'll put it at the center here and draw it. So now you know that so now you find out the distance from here to the arc we're going to draw will be what? Will be 38. So now we'll put it here. Then we'll draw the arc. So you see. So this is the arc. So now you can do an experiment. You say you measure it. This is what? This is 38 on the dot. You can see that this is what? This is 38. And this one also, if you measure it, it will also be what? Be 76. You see? You see? 76. So you can see that this is how we draw this tangent. This is the principle of tangents. So we have applied the principle of tangency to get these two curves. So here the angle is 30 degrees. Now the angle here from the diagram is 120 degrees. So to get that 120 degrees, we will take our 60-degree set square. We place it like this. Then we'll join here. So now from here to here will be what? Will be 120. This is because, let me do a small sketch to show you this. You know, so see what we just did here. You know, I use 60 degrees. So here is 60 degrees. So this is what? Is 60 degrees. So here will be what? Here will be 90. Then here is 30 degrees. Then here will be what? 90 degrees. So since here, from this point, if you draw a perpendicular line, it will be 90. So now, the angle before this perpendicular is what? Will be 30. So 90 plus 30 is what? Is 120 degrees. That is why I'm using 60 degrees to draw here. So that when I use 60 degrees to draw it here, if you draw a straight line, here will be 30, then here is 90, so which is 120 degrees. Then the radius to join this point is what? Is 25. So since we are using half scale, it will be 12.5. So I'll measure 12.5 here. 12.5 then. So we'll put it here. Then draw it. Then we'll put it somewhere here. So we'll put it somewhere here. And draw it anywhere you want the curve to close. Then from here, then you draw it. So now we will get this side. So from the diagram, the radius to get the center here is what? Is 85. So we're going to use 42.5. So from here, we'll get the center line. Then the circle here is what? The radius is 18, so we'll divide by 2, which is 9. 9. So we'll put it here. Then we'll draw it. Then also, likewise, we'll draw it here. Then now, we're going to join this and join this. So we'll open from here. We'll touch here. Then we'll join it. Then we'll open it out. So then we can thicken this out and put the dimensions. So it has been thickened and the dimensions have been added. I hope you understood this episode. If you have any question, feel free to contact me using my WhatsApp or email written in the description below, or you can write them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get notified as soon as I drop a new video. Thanks.